Good evening, everyone. Good evening and welcome to the Bureau HQ Sunday evening Zoom call with General Kev at the steering wheel and Private Buddykins co-hosting this evening. Nice to see you here in the call this evening. Just to remind you guys, we're streaming live to the Bureau HQ YouTube channel. Please make yourself comfortable while we just get set up for this evening's call. Hopefully we'll get plenty of people coming in and we can discuss everything that's happened within the Dalversal ecosystem over the last few hours. We hope everybody's had a pleasant weekend so far, wherever you are. Buddykins and myself are still in the Rock of Gibraltar, or on the Rock of Gibraltar. Very wet and windy at the moment, although it is a pleasant temperature. I would imagine we're looking at about 20 degrees. We have seen 30 degrees this week, so we've been extremely lucky with the weather so far this week. It's been a fantastic time here over the last 3 weeks, and we are due to fly back to the United Kingdom at some point this week. Okay. Okay. Excellent. Okay. Yeah, sure, no problem. Okay, guys, very thin on the ground this evening. Probably understandably, because there's a lot of emotions flying around at the moment. And what I want to do this week is just go through the facts of what's happened and what we are facing as members in our accounts regarding our daily rewards, what's happened to the daily rewards, what is going to happen to the daily rewards, and how we move forward in a positive manner. Like I say, guys, I've had the time to sit and have a really good look into what's happening, and it's not all bad. It really isn't. So I was hoping for a better turnout than this. I think everybody's quite cheesed off. But it's evident to me that there's a lot of people that are misunderstanding what's happening, and that's the problem. Just bear with us, guys. Let's just see if we can get a few more people in the room. It's only 2 minutes past 8. I don't want to keep you guys too long before we start the show, so please bear with. Okay, slight technical glitch there. The post didn't go in the group it should have gone in. That's probably the reason why there's a delay in members joining. So please be patient, bear with us, guys, while we propagate that post. Hopefully people have been waiting for the post, so they should be coming in any time. Okay, I'm not going to start just yet, but I'll go through a couple of things that I want to talk about this evening, because it's all about the whole platform, not just what's happening with DAO-T. Okay. I've been doing a little bit of digging and delving, because obviously DAO-T, it appears, is going to be on the Ethereum network. So I want to talk about something that will help us moving forward to keep gas fees at the lowest possible rate, because the Ethereum network can be expensive to use if we're not alert and knowing what time of the day and what circumstances raises that gas fee. So just bear with us, guys. We're okay. Okay, so like I was saying, we're talking about the Ethereum network. The gas fees can be quite considerable. I had a good find the other day, where I was wanting to send some USDT from one wallet to another wallet, and it was extortionate. It was going to cost me 18 to 20 dollars worth of Ethereum. And just by using a different wallet, I got it right down to $1.68. And that's something I want to talk to you guys about as well, because I didn't realize that if you look about and, it's like shopping. You look about, you can get things cheaper from other places. So there's a lot of things that we can talk about and look at to assist the process forward. This isn't all about it's going to cost us a lot of money or things are not going to work our way. This is where community step in and we help each other to progress forward. Okay. Okay, guys. You've been extremely patient and we really appreciate that. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start the call now. Just move my books and that. I'm going to start the call now so that I don't have to keep you guys waiting. We really appreciate your patience at this time. So, okay, you've got General Kev here. Zoom call, Sunday evening Zoom call, dated 24th of March 2024. The reason I say that is because I have now started to program the YouTube channel in order to record and replay these Zoom calls back in other time zones around the world. Okay, so we are streaming this through the Bureau HQ, sorry, YouTube channel, so that we can have a recording of it to go ahead with that process. Okay. So what I'm going to do today, guys, we're going to go through what's happened regarding the proposal that Dalversal gave to us that we've had the last 3 days to vote on. Now, a lot of people have been up in arms about the voting process. And there's two ways of looking at this. The vote itself is what we've been looking for in the decentralized Web3 arena. Okay. And a lot of members didn't realize this. They just thought it was just negative and we don't want to be looking at this and so forth. But ultimately, guys, the Dalversal metaverse will be in the decentralized realm. Okay. So step one is looking at it and saying, well, okay, then, so that question, that proposal that Dalversal gave us to vote on with a yes or a no was simply the first step in the move into Web3, into the metaverse, okay? So we've got to look at the truth of what's happening within this ecosystem. Okay, now we all know that MySpace and My Home and such and products like that are coming our way. They can't launch this if we aren't in the metaverse, if we're not prepared. Is Coach, can you let him in the room and we'll set him as co-host as well? Yeah. Okay. Sorry guys, there is members still joining, which is great. So what we've got to understand at the beginning, at the helm of all these changes, is this is nothing unusual. Okay, let me just put Coach Leon as a co-host. Okay, we'll put Leon as a co-host. Okay, so what we're looking at is the vote itself overall is nothing unusual. This is exactly what a DAO is, a decentralized autonomous organization, gives the power to the members in order to make a decision. Now, I will say it as it is, guys. Our previous platforms, the hypergroup platforms, Hypernation, Hyperverse, weren't that way that way structured. They weren't on the decentralized autonomous organization platform. We did not get that opportunity to vote. It's as simple as that. The decisions that was made in the hyper ecosystem literally collapsed it. We all know that. We had no say. We couldn't do anything about it. Even those pioneers that could probably foresee the problem, they had no say in it. So I'm just looking at the truth of the facts of the matter. That vote itself is the first step towards DAO. Okay, so we've got to accept that. Okay, so the next thing is, okay, we've got Sergeant Meng as well, which is fantastic. Let's make him co-host as well. Okay, so the next thing that we have to understand is that as a member of Dalversal using the Dalversal products, we want to be able to take that responsibility to make decisions, because that's exactly what a metaverse is. That's what the decentralized zone is. Us being self-sovereign, us making our own, taking our own responsibility for our own actions, for our own accounts, and our own future in the DeFi decentralized platform. Okay, so what I'm going to do, guys, I'm going to share my screen and let's go over, because a lot of people have misunderstood exactly what's happened with this vote, and I'm the first to admit it could have been done a lot better. Okay, now in my opinion, I would have explained a lot more about what's going to happen after the pre-sale allocation, which is important to be able to make decisions. And I do believe a lot of members understand that as well. That could have been done a little bit better, in my opinion. And don't forget, guys, these are my opinions. These are not, you know, indicative of the Dalversal company. Another thing is that the vote itself was only over 3 days. In my opinion, again, this doesn't give us a lot of time to debate the proposal given to those members, because we all learn and understand the platform at completely different levels. There's some members up here that know exactly what they're proposing, and members down here that say, I don't really understand what this means to me and my accounts. Okay, now if we'd have been given a week between the proposal and the vote, then maybe it would have been a little bit more even. At least members would have understood it a lot more in order to move forward and felt a little bit more positive that their voice counted, whether it was yes or no, because like I say, I'm not here to influence either way. I'm not here to influence the yes or no, even though the vote's actually gone forward now. So before I share my screen, guys, I just want to go through a declaration, okay? So here at the Bureau HQ, we're all about empowering and guiding our community in the vast landscape of the metaverse. However, it's crucial to note that we do not provide financial advice. Our mission is centered around education, community building and support, but any information shared is for informational purposes only. We encourage our members to conduct thorough research and seek advice from qualified financial professionals when making investment decisions. The metaverse is an exciting and dynamic space, and while we aim to facilitate understanding, the responsibility for financial decisions ultimately rests with each individual. Your journey in the metaverse is uniquely yours, and we're here to provide resources and assistance without stepping into the realm of financial advisory. Okay, so hopefully that gives you the reassurance that we're not here to influence you in any way, shape or form. We're just here to help you to understand the platform and what's happening and the tools available in order for you to get the best out of your account, okay? So if I share my screen, I want to double check with Sarah that we're getting the correct screen, yeah? Okay. All right, guys, just give us a second while I rearrange my screen so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so in my back office, guys, on this account, this is the voting page that everybody should have seen over the last 3 days. And I just want to go through a few of the pointers because some people don't even understand what the voting entails, even though the vote has finished and the vote has gone in favor of yes, okay? So the number of votes counted is clearly shown here, 35,551 votes, okay? 71% in favour of yes, 28.99% in favour of no, okay? So it's a clear win. Almost 3/4 of the community voted yes. But what did the vote for? This is what I want to try and unravel so that you guys understand everything about it. And this is what I wish that we'd had more time to do before the vote, okay? But we'll go through it now. So to increase DAO-T token liquidity and community participation, the prosperity of the DAO-T token is critical to the sustainable growth and success of our ecosystem. Well, we all understand that, we know that. To achieve this, we need to actively encourage community involvement and participation. In this proposal, we outline several measures aimed at increasing DAO-T token liquidity and incentivizing community participation, specifically through the DAO-T pre-sale distribution. Now, there's a couple of things to note in that, guys. Community engagement and involvement can mean a few things. It can mean, are you actively learning by looking in your back office and understanding what's happening in your back office? Now, that's a key stage to success for you, okay? That makes no difference really to the company other than, do you understand what the company are offering each and every one of us? Because if we don't understand what's going on in our back offices, nobody's going to win anything, are they? And we're after a sustainable platform here that's growing and, you know, the community are involved and understanding what they're involved in. If you don't understand what you're involved in, we're going to struggle here, okay? The other bit of it is regarding the liquidity of the DAO-T token. Now, something that I want to get clear to people is, because when people or when members say there's a lack of liquidity, automatically they think there's no money on the platform. That's not necessarily the case, guys, and I'll tell you why. In a business such as this, you've got various areas where tokens and value are necessary to the success of the platform. Okay, now if the liquidity, having the tokens available for use, is not in the right area of the platform, then we've got a problem. And that, in my belief, is the main problem that Dalversal have had to rectify. And the great thing about it is, I've got to say it, they haven't gone blindly forward and put that into place without asking us first. They've put it to vote. And they've actually said, look, this is what needs to be done. You know, are you in favour or not? Now, when you look at the vote, 3/4 of the community said yes. And I'm hoping that they understand the reason behind this, because it's the best possible thing to move it forward with everything that's happening in the back of the back office as well, like the launching of MySpace, My Home, etc. It needs it. It requires that DAO-T token. If that DAO-T token and the liquidity is not there, it's in some other area like RC or DU, that's no good. We can't do what we need to do in order to move forward. So if we understand the situation, maybe members can be a lot calmer about change. Okay. So let's move forward, guys, and let's look at the key points. And what I'm going to do is swap between the key points and my back office and show you exactly what it means and what has happened since the vote has been a yes, okay? So the key points, number one, simplify the work of supporting DAO-T tokens. In order to simplify and focus on supporting the DAO-T token, we recommend cancelling all existing withdrawal requests. Okay, I can tell you now that hasn't happened yet, okay, because I have 2 small withdrawals that have been requested for 4 or 5 weeks and they haven't gone through yet. They still haven't gone through yet. Now, the reason for this, I believe, is because the allocated amount of 1.5 million DAO-T for the pre-sale have gone. They've been swallowed up with this change in structure, okay, since the vote got yes. So I would suggest that those withdrawals will eventually be cancelled when, because don't forget, it does say in here that a further 500,000 tokens will be added to the DAO-T, pot, so to speak. So the withdrawals may well get cancelled, although 2 members on Telegram have reported that they have received those withdrawals. So the withdrawals that are already being requested up till today may or may not go through. We don't know yet. So just bear that in mind, guys, yeah? They intend not to. They intend to change it into DAO-T, as it explains in the next one. DU from these cancelled requests will be redirected into DAO-T, pre-sale allocation. Now, don't forget, guys, the DAO-T pre-sale allocation is $2, not $3. 3 is the market value once it goes to market, okay? And they're distributed to the respective users to enhance liquidity and support the growth of the token, okay? So this is exactly what I was just saying a few minutes ago, guys. Rather than use it in RC and DU, they want to use it in DAO-T to move that value into DAO-T, to give it that liquidity to operate, okay? Number 2, transfer of platform rewards to pre-sale allocation. Actually, DU from cancel requests. Yeah, I can't show you that because it's not been cancelled yet. Okay, number 2, the transfer of platform rewards to pre-sale allocation. All rewards generated on the platform will be automatically transferred into the DAO-T pre-sale allocation and assigned to their respective user. So at this point, what I'm going to do, I'm going to show you my back office. Here's the proof that the withdrawals have not been cancelled yet, okay? They're very small, 80 DUs. They've been hanging around for some weeks now. Here we are, 3 weeks, the 5th of March. They're still pending. They've not been cancelled yet. But in all fairness, guys, I'm expecting them to be cancelled once they add those additional DAO-T tokens to the pot, because they will be then transferred into that, as far as I'm aware. Going back to my rewards account, my assets on my rewards account, that's right. Okay, all my current assets have now been transferred into DAO-T tokens. As you can see, no RC, no DP, no DU. There won't be any DP anyway, because I'd already collected and charged. And I did have 256, I think, or 251 DU in between RC and DU. Okay, so let's go and have a look and see if it's actually worked. Now, don't forget, guys, on this account, this is an unusual one, and I'll show you why. This current account has chosen not to participate in the subscription. Now, I mistakenly did this, okay, and I didn't apply for it to open due to the fact that I could see where this was going. So I thought there was no point. I could foresee what was going to happen, okay? But if you look down here, it's made no difference whatsoever, because I didn't go in for that subscription, because it's automatically exchanged those daily rewards into DAO-T tokens for me. So I've got 125.52. That would be, you double it because of $2. That's $251 worth. Exactly what I had in my daily rewards. That is exactly what I had. So I clearly know that what was in my daily rewards accounts in RC and DU have been changed into DAO-T tokens. Now, for you guys, don't forget, that's clearly seen in DAO-T, whether you signed up for the subscription or not. That has happened now, down to that vote. This is what this call is about tonight. The vote was yes, and I'm trying to make it as easy as possible so you members know exactly what's happened in your back office, okay? On this green bar here, it clearly shows that the 1.5 million DAO-T that was allocated to the pre-market allocation has now been swallowed up by those withdrawals and your daily rewards. I would say more the daily rewards that were sat there waiting for something, okay? Now, whether you'd bought land, if you'd have bought land with them, you would have had land and not the rewards. But this is for rewards that was sat in your rewards account, okay? Don't forget that in the, let me go down here. I don't want to jump the gun, which I am doing, so I'll wait for that one. Okay, so all rewards generated on the platform will be automatically transferred into the DAO-T pre-sale allocation and assigned to the respective user. So in the future, your daily rewards will be in DAO-T. Now, some people have said, yes, but if that's all been swallowed up, do I still get them at $2 or $3? I can't say I definitely know, and don't get me wrong, guys, I don't know. But up until it goes onto the market, I'm presuming it will be at $2, okay? We're waiting for confirmation of that. I can't see any reason why it wouldn't be $2, because up until the 15th of April, we can class that as pre-market, okay? So, yeah, we'll find out that information. B, all RC and DU balances currently on the platform will be automatically transferred into the DAO-T pre-sale allocation and assigned to their respective users. That's exactly what I've shown you there. My RC and DU have already been changed. This measure ensures that the rewards generated contribute to the liquidity and strength of the DAO-T token. Okay, so as we know, guys, the pre-sale, because a lot of people say, well, how does it help? How does it generate? How do these rewards generate and contribute to the liquidity? It puts it into the DAO-T token. Jonah did a Zoom with the Italians this week just gone, and he explained that the DAO-T is essential to get on the public market, on the public exchange, in order to open up MySpace, make it active, get more people involved, because the products within MySpace, etc., will be purchased with DAO-T. And in the future, land will be purchased with DAO-T as well. So clearly we need DAO-T as the main token. Okay, so it needs to be put on the exchange. What he explained to us in that video even blew my mind. Just to get it listed on an exchange such as Binance, for instance, it takes up to possibly 2 million in order to get it listed alone. You also have to provide sufficient liquidity for the usage of that token, which is at least another $1 million worth of DAO-T. So where are we going to get that liquidity from if we want it to be sustainable? And this is what they've looked at. They've looked and said, okay, there's assets there that we could put to use and create this liquidity. So what can we give to the members in return for using that and putting it to the liquidity? Let's give them the pre-sale value of $2, not the market value of $3. So there is a little bit of give and take on this, okay? Number 3, I don't want to jump the gun. No, we're okay. Number 3, additional DAO-T allocation. Now, this has took even some of the leaders by surprise. I had a quick chat with a couple of leaders and substantially large investors in the platform just before this call tonight. And it blew their minds as well how the 1.5 million DAO-T just went within, literally an hour or so. Okay, does that not prove the need for DAO-T? If it can go so fast, we need it. Okay, so the additional DAO-T allocation to further strengthen the pre-sale allocation and ensure the platform can support generative rewards before April the 15th, we propose to add an additional 500,000 DAO-T tokens. Now, don't forget, guys, if that's 500,000, that's $1 million worth of DAO-T tokens that they need to add to the system. Okay, so that, in my opinion, should support those pending withdrawals if they don't cancel them. If they do cancel them, because it will go into DAO-T. Okay, this additional allocation will enhance liquidity and provide sufficient resources to support ongoing platform activities and rewards. Okay, so as we can see, guys, that was the proposal that Jonah and Dalversal put forward. There are a few things that weren't conveyed really accurately, as in, let me stop me sharing and come back into the group. Okay, there was a few things that weren't conveyed 100% accurate, because Stone Age plots could actually place a vote as well, okay, which I think they should have been able to. Now, that's, again, just my opinion, okay? Like I said before, I think we could have done with a little bit more time rather than just 3 days to, cast our vote, because a lot of people didn't really understand exactly what was happening. Just bear with us. Let me add Coach as well. Sorry, Coach, didn't see you there? Okay, we've got Coach on board as well. Okay. So a lot of people were very confused about the whole voting system, what it meant, and how we were going to move forward. There's quite a big handful of members that are visionaries, that understand the technology behind this and understand the process of and the value of what Dalversal have proposed, and that's why the vote was just a clear yes for me. Do you know what I mean? That's why the yeses went fast, a lot faster. But we do understand that not everybody's that technically minded, and maybe didn't understand it and that fast. So in the future, I would like to propose that they give us a bit more time to talk to members and unravel the intricate details about what they're proposing. Coach, you have unmuted, mate.
Yeah,
Awesome. Welcome.
yeah,
Welcome to the
thanks.
platform, and thanks for joining us there. And hopefully, I just try to unravel what's going on. It is confusing for members. There's a lot of emotions on the platform. Can you add anything to it, Coach? We can just try our best until things settle down. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is that understanding what's really going on, like you mentioned, you explained the liquidity factor. It's not lack of money. It's just you have to have certain amount of coins in the platform with certain amount of money that when transactions take place, that the money have to be there. If Diversal put all the money, then they at risk. So instead of doing that, just like in stocks, you have an IPO, you want people to share the expense, not the corporation itself to share the expense. Now everybody have ownership, they respect it and do different because everybody got a little bit of ownership inside. If Diversal alone get all the part, then now everybody says, okay, I don't care. I mean, let me take out my cut because I'm zero sum mentality. And I mean, let me take out myself. But now you have thing on the stake, you have wood in the fire to put it. Now you say, you know what? Let me do what to make this thing grow because I want my money grow. I don't want it to die. See, so a different point of view now of what's going on. And that's what we want. And that's what Jonah, I showed is thinking in his mind. How can we make sure that more people are going to focus on keeping the goose alive instead of themselves? Like you said in the presentation, a lot of individuals just thinking about self. There's nothing wrong with thinking about self. But if you're thinking about self, you want to make sure the goose alive so you can keep getting golden eggs. That's really thinking about self.
I've got to be honest, Leon, it's upsetting to see some of the comments in Telegram today where people are saying, oh, I get it, the big guns are getting all the money and this is why they've done it. Do they not understand that the big guns can't get the money? Right? Now, this is the funny thing about it, and I really do want to stress this point, guys, yeah? Like I just explained, I've been talking to two big investors of Diversal just before this call, okay? And I can clearly tell you now that it is not about taking money off the system. These guys do not want personal masses of profit. Do you know what they want? They want a community to succeed. That is all they're talking about. They're not looking at personal wealth in massive amounts. They want this platform so that and Jonah said this the other day, didn't he, Leon, in that Zoom call? He wants not individual massive wealthy members. He wants the whole community to succeed. And this is exactly what is going to come about with the DAO coin being on the exchange with these measures to, especially the vesting period. The vesting period is a very important way of spreading that liquidity and the rewards in order to stop the big guys taking the money and running, which is exactly the problem that happened before. I got to tip my hat to Jonah because I see emotions in people. I like it because he comes on camera and he talks you face to face. Okay. When I was watching Jonah, when he was explaining about the vesting period and how the DAO would go, this guy's emotional, guys. He knows it's painful having to go through these changes, but changes have to happen in order to progress. So back to you, Leon. I don't want to take your spotlight, mate. You give your opinion on this matter, yeah?
Yeah, so the thing that we got to understand, if the corporation put everything inside it, then become centralized because they have all the tokens. To be decentralized, different individuals got to own the tokens. So by putting it this way, the more people in the network now own the tokens individually. So now you have a more spread. It's not one person, not the corporation own the token themselves. Everybody have a little bit, so therefore now everybody respects it. That's make it decentralized. Because if the corporates say, okay, let me buy all these tokens, put all liquidity myself, they control all the tokens. And then now it's not decentralized anymore. Because decentralized means different people owning the tokens. That's what makes it decentralized. I mean, so that's how that come down in the path in that way. And the other thing is now, like you just said, the fact that everybody that had the big money, like most of the other system, the guys with the big money and that there would just cream everything from the bottom, and then they're going to disappear because there wasn't thing. This system was more focused on, okay, let's hold the guys with the big money responsible, and let them do the one that are going to invest in the platform. You see, so that later on they get a reward. They're not saying let's sacrifice you doing it. You're going to make a profit. We all going to make a profit. But a lot of individuals don't understand, is not understanding that process of it. You go ahead.
Yeah, I know some of these big guns and they've already gone because it can't work like that. Believe me, I know. Yeah. I don't name names, but I know some of them are already scarpered because it doesn't work the way they wanted it to. So like I said, we've got to look at the truth of the matter. Okay. The truth of the matter is we do want to know what the plans are for after the pre-sale on daily rewards, on the TFA program and such like. As far as I'm aware, the TFA program has no change. I think that's going to continue the way it is. Otherwise, I'm sure something would have been said already. Okay. Again, my opinion, not facts, but I like to look forward, and see what's the possibilities. Okay. And like I say, nothing's been said about that at the moment because their whole focus is on the DAO-T token. Now, the thing is, it's got to be in order to move forward for MySpace. Now, I've said it for months now, Leon, haven't I? Get into MySpace. MySpace is going to be the big doors opening for Dalversal. Not the selling of planets, not the selling of land plots, but the MySpace is going to open it up to the public. This is what we need for Dalversal, to open it up to the public. Now, if you remember back, Leon, when we first come on as the pioneers, as the beta testers, so forth, yeah, we understood back then that the planets and the land was for the pioneers, yeah. So everything that's happening now is exactly what we knew was going to happen back then anyway. Yeah, it's in preparation. It's in preparation for when it goes public. So this is what we've been able to do. We've been at those of us that have got planets. I've only got one stone. I haven't gone crazy and bought 20, 30 planets yet, but I've got my little nest egg, which I wanted and I was happy with. Yeah. And my land plots and so forth. We was given that opportunity from Dalversal as the pioneers. Nobody else was, but we're moving forward now. So we've laid them foundation blocks down now, and now they're wanting us to move forward. And all we're seeing in the groups is nothing but madness and mayhem. And it's like, hang on a minute, guys, what's going on here? I thought this was part of it. They didn't expect it. Sometimes they lose sight of the program. They lose sight of the route forward. Okay. Now, another thing that I mentioned on my podcast on Friday night is nobody's speaking about MySpace. MySpace is the biggest thing ever that's going to open very soon. Nobody's mentioning anything about it. All they're bothered about is their daily rewards and withdrawals. And I'm like, yeah, okay, don't get me wrong. I understand they are important. They are part of this system. But what about the bigger picture? Because without the bigger picture, that's your daily rewards gone. And what about your TFA? Everybody wants the TFA to run for 3 years. That ain't going to happen if we don't progress with the platform. We can't have our cake and eat it too, guys, but we can look at how we can share that cake and have a nice bit each. That's the way I see it. That's what Jonah said on the call the other night. And like I said, guys, this is what the big guns are talking about behind the closed doors. Is it not, Leon? Yeah?
Yeah, that's true. The thing is that with a lot of us in society, we just want the rewards in life. You know what I mean? We're looking for all the rewards. We're looking at all the golden eggs. But we don't care. We got to feed the goose. We don't got to clear. Got to make sure it's healthy. We don't care about that. Because if we get what we want, that's all matter. So unfortunately, a lot of people in society live life like that. They take the responsibility of thinking onto somebody else's shoulder, and they just want to proceed in life. So we have to understand that that's not needed. We are all investors. We're not in that employee mentality job anymore. This is not that, where you just show up to work, do as minimum as you could do, and get a paycheck. This is not that. You are the big boys. You're doing what's called investment. That's what you're doing here. This is an investment journey. You're building your asset column. Asset column which requires sovereignty. When you got to learn what's going on, you have to be ahead of the game. Because if you're ahead of the game, then when you can make money for you. If you're not, then you'll lose money. So that's the whole process of what's going on here. So you being savage, you learning what's going on. You get out there, get the information. Jonah understand those things, and he's doing his thing to what thing. Everything that's going on is based on the roadmap. And it's going right to this thing. It's going ahead of him. I'm thinking that so far, like you said, the success of the reversal is what giving us a lot of hiccups. It's the success of it, not failure. You know what I mean? Like you've said many times, it's that success. And that's what speeding up a lot of stuff for us. Because maybe we want to do the coins now, but because the success of the withdrawal, we got to do the coins now. You see? And to get the MySpace out, all the avatars and all this stuff, we need the DAO-T token to do that. We need something to measure, to carry the value of the platform. The stable coin can't carry value. It can't measure value. It can just because it capped at $100. The DAO-T could carry more energy, carry more value into it. So now the value of the reversal now going to be reflected in the coins. Because you know what I mean, like Bitcoin. The value of Bitcoin and based on the globe is affected in each coin. You know what I mean? It's not based on a dollar. It keeps going up as more demand for it comes. It keeps going up in value. Same thing happened with DAO-T. A lot of people don't understand the value of diversal. And that's the dilemma. So if they don't understand the value of diversal, they can't have a value on the coin that will represent it. Go ahead.
Another misconception, Leon, I've got to point this out. And it's sad, it really is, yeah, because you look back to Hyperverse and Hypernation with the V4s, V5s, and what have you, they made some serious money, yeah? And the issue is, many people saw that as well, and they wanted a slice of that, naturally, okay? But the problem is, we don't need that. We don't need that, but that image sits in the brain. What they don't understand is what was the result of that. We know what the result was. It caused a lot of pain and suffering for people like ourselves, and it collapsed the system. Okay, there was a lot of money that went into very few people that did not need it. And one thing that I do want to stress as well, those members that claim now that the big guns in Dalversal are sat on beaches drinking sangria are not. And I'll tell you why, guys. These people are putting what money they have got into flights to Dubai. And believe me, they're not cheap. I've looked into it, and I'm sure Leon as well. They are not cheap, okay? Yep. I know this for a fact that some of these big guys are putting money into, and I do believe one of them's got an office over there, if I'm right. They have actually rented an office over there to work literally hand in hand with Dalversal, not only for themselves, guys, but for us. And do you know what? I tip my hat to them. Do you know why? Because they feed us the information that we need to help you guys. That's communal spirit. I can't have 24/7 communication with Jonah, Ash, and Mohammed. Can't have it. I wouldn't expect it. They've got a big job to do. But if I can tap into these people who have that privilege of being over there, I respect the money that they're able to achieve in this ecosystem. If they're putting it into helping our future, who's going to knock them for that? Come on, you know?
Yeah.
We've got to look at the brighter side of it, Leon, haven't we?
Yeah. we do have to look at the brighter side. These things that people looking for money. Like I'm saying, money is just energy storage. Diversal is a generator that generates it if we keep it alive. If we keep Diversal alive, it's going to generate money and golden eggs for years and generations to come. But we have to keep it alive first. So the money going to be there, so we have no limited on that, because Diversal is much far than any one of those other systems we were part of. They have the products already. They have everything in place right now to give us the growth that we're looking for right now. It's not there's not in the crowdfunding stage with all those companies work, with no product, hope of products. You see what I'm saying? And we have the Bitcoin harvest on our tail, which getting the ball wrong. We got all these catalysts to give us a big future. You see what I'm saying? We have all this fire behind us, just shooting us straight to the moon. You know what I mean? But a lot of people is lack of understanding and just get emotional tied up and looking backwards where all the emotion with hype and all stuff is there. And the symptoms look the same, but the cause is not the same. And that's what we got to remember. We have the same symptoms, withdrawal situation, but it's not caused by lack of money. It's caused by the bottleneck of effort. We got the glitch that happens. That glitch factor creates a bottleneck when everybody's getting more than the word. So now we got to get the accounting, and you have to get the withdrawal department working together. That'll make things slow again. You know what I mean? Go ahead, Kevin.
Sorry, can I say as well, if it had gone to vote whether we were going to keep in contact with the Hypertech group, we know the answer what that would have been as well. No freaking chance, yeah? We needed to split away from that, yeah? But did they understand the complications that would create? Now, you can't have your cake and eat it too. So like I said, do you want to be involved with that huge problem that's going to stick with them for years to come? Okay, or do you want to be free from that and hopefully get the TFA rolling successfully for every member, plus the Diversal? Of course we do. We want to break away from that past. If we can do that with the TFA, with Diversal, then brilliant. Yeah, if that had voted gone to yes, do they not realise that this is the position we're in now because of that? Yeah. The removal of all the planetary node managers was because of that. Yeah. The separation of the hyper group got rid of all those planetary node managers, got rid of the majority of the people that were dealing with the manual withdrawal system that was working reasonably well at the time. So what were they supposed to do? If they'd have kept that going, God only knows what would have happened to Diversal. So there comes a time when you've got to weigh up the pros and the cons and think, hang on a minute, we're going to have a dire, ugly death here, or we're going to go through some choppy waters, but let's hope people will help us get through this, yeah? And that's precisely what we want to happen. We want to be, and we're not here to get you to think in any way. We're just here to show you what's happening, why it's happening, exactly why it's got to happen, okay? Because if it doesn't happen, this is going to be the result. Just to finish my little rant off, these people, I call them big guns, yeah, whales, yeah? These people that are putting money in, I sit in on these groups, guys, for one reason. I'm you, don't forget, I'm you. I'm not a whale. I ain't got that sort of money. I never have done. That's in my dreams, yeah? I sit in these groups listening, looking for why do they want to put this money in? What's in it for them? Do you know what I mean? And what I'm hearing now is exactly the thing that we want to hear. Longevity, sustainability, yeah? They're not looking at their own wallet, they're looking at the platform. I can see why they're with Diversal. I really do, because they've seen the project, they've seen the future of what they've got planned in the next year or two. Of course, they're going to invest for long term. The vesting period, I'll let you explain that, Leon, if you will. The vesting period of 24 months, I think it's a fantastic idea. Now, the only thing I will add is I'd like a few more details on it, but that's me just being impatient.
Yeah, the fact that it's stretched over 2 years doesn't mean that you know the divorce will be 2 years down the road. So that give you a little more peace of mind. is going to be here 2 years down the road. You know what I mean? So some people like, oh, the coin going to drop and all this kind of thing. You know what I mean? I see people put in the box, oh, the coin going to fall. So that's because they don't understand the value of diversal. If you look at Neil record, you know what I mean? He came from Web 1 and he built Web 2 and he did all those different stuff. He understands the dynamics of building a network and building Web 3. He understands that. His emotion is not about money. A lot of people that don't have money is looking at everything as a money factor. But people that have money don't look at money factor. They're looking at how to create something that was not created before. You see what I'm saying? So like my energy is more spent in how can I create? And that's the goal. What can I do to create? And when you create something, the byproduct of creating something great is that you wouldn't have money problems. But if you're not creating value and you're not creating virtue in any way, then you're not gonna have money. Don't care much money you have today, because it's gonna go back as just a storage and it's gonna burn up. But if you have a generator that you created something that generates money and generate value, you know, so they're gonna keep money coming on and on. So the whole process of the process of breaking up in the way that they did it is one factor is to keep it as a decentralized system. Keep it decentralized because a lot of guys have a lot of money, they have a lot of control over that. You spread it out this way, you keep it that way. More people get a chance to get more tokens, spread the tokens out more around the world. Not one or two people control the tokens. Because then when voting time comes, they have to make the vote. Because just because the vote was able to make this time, that's what they're going to use. They use it, the OT to vote the vote. And you want more people to have it, not one person voicing their opinion only. You know what I mean? So that's the purpose of that. Yeah.
Okay, mate, sorry. That almost answers the question in the chat box. I don't know whether you're following it. It says, how do they make money for return on investment? They pay to landowners, etc. This is exactly why it has to go to public exchange rather than multi-level marketing, because that was the problem. Multi-level marketing, you end up having to bring more people in and a generative rewards thing to it, and you end up in a hell of a mess. Yeah. I mean, look at what the Hyper Group they're continuing to do it as well. This is a crazy thing about it. I'm not going to name platforms or names or anything like that. I don't do that. But I still watch what's going on with the remnants that went in the opposite direction. Yeah. And it's shocking what's going on, because they're doing it over and over and over again, exactly the same thing that happened in Hyper. Okay. It's clear to see. And that's based on the MLM program. Okay, there's people getting burnt at the bottom of that every time, because it's not going to public exchange in order to generate its own value on the market. Go on, Leon.
Yeah. The things with a lot of LLM, a real LLM system requires that every time you give them $1, you have something equal $1. That's what makes it legal. If I can give you something, I give you $1, you give me a promissory note, that's illegal. You see what I'm saying? Even within diverse itself, even the stone, when you get the stone, is you have the value, because you could take it off right away. So you still have the value of it. It's not a promissory note. You see what I'm saying? When you subscribe to the bronze and above, you get a smart contract saying that in so much days you can have so much money back. You see what I'm saying? When it was in iPhone, those kind of stuff, it was a promissory note that's saying that this week I have not to weigh the value.
Well,
you see, not the value.
Sorry, Leon, don't they say that the fiat currency system is actually a Ponzi scheme, or a very similar thing to a Ponzi scheme?
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that's a Ponzi scheme. The difference is who's running it.
Yeah, exactly.
You see, the tax system is a Ponzi scheme. You know what I mean? You put in the money in, and then the person that's older withdraw it. You see what I'm saying? That's a Ponzi scheme. Somebody put the people at the bottom, put in money, and the people at the top taking it out. But who's running it determines if it's legal or not legal. You see what I'm saying? In business, in private business and so forth, it needs to be that you exchanging a value. When I give you something, I'm not holding a promissory note. I'm holding value. Something that I could liquidate to something to body if I choose to, before I win you to give back to me. If I could do that, that's considered legal in the LLM system. But most people are not doing that in the blockchain system. They're not doing that. They give you a lot of promises and you pay money up front for it.
Okay, another interesting question that I think I know, but I can't really get it out on how to explain it properly. When people say, why have they chose the Ethereum network rather than the BSC or the Bet20 network or the TRC network for the DAO-T? Now, I know that it's a lot more secure for smart contracts, etc. It's in here, but I can't get it out. Can you explain it, Leon? Because obviously
at this time, there's something, I think Jonah explained why he did it. You know what I mean? He didn't explain in no detail why he did. There's many speculation we could use, but he haven't explained the purpose of him doing it. You know what I mean? Because like you saying, oh, that's the most expensive thing, but that have more security is one, because it's proof of stake. You have the smart contracts, maybe the smart contract aligned with his smart contracts better. You know what I mean? There's many factors why he do it, but he gotta tell us why he did it. You know what I mean? Many speculation, and that's just, speculation on my part.
Yeah. It's an interesting thing because, like I say, at some point, hopefully we'll try and get an answer out to corporate of why they did that. But I'll tell you why it is a confusing topic to talk about, and I'll tell you why. Excuse me. Okay, I've been trying to make a particular transaction, okay, and I'm not going to tell you the platform or what it was to do with, but it was about sending $120 from USDT, sorry, on the Ethereum network from one wallet to another, okay? So how to explain this? I was using MetaMask, all right, and the gas fees were $20 or more, and I was like, what?
Yep.
And I'm trying to wait for it to come down. It just wouldn't come down. I think I got it down to about $17, $18. And I'm like, it's not worth it, Doc, Now, something that I found extremely confusing is I've got an Exodus account, okay, with assets in Exodus as well. I logged into Exodus, and USDT you can have on various different networks, okay, BSC, Ethereum, TRC20 and so forth. I found $120 on the Ethereum network. So I thought, oh, I wonder whether this would make any difference. Do you know how much gas fees was on there, Leon, for exactly the same transaction? Because I'll tell you why. I even got Sarah to watch me do it, because I says, I'm doing something wrong here. I says, there's something wrong. There's got to be. $1.60.
Yep.
$1.60. And I'm like, that can't be. Now, we was trying to help some members in the Telegram group the other day, and we were saying that $1.60 cannot be the Ethereum network because it's expensive. Well, this proved me wrong, because that was the Ethereum network in the Exodus wallet. And I'm like, how the hell does that work?
It's just different layers. It is based on layers. If you're running directly on the Ethereum network, you got to pay that full price. Just like Light Bitcoin is on a different layer. Different layers now come to different. But here's going to happen. The person that receive it going to have to pay for that. They're going to got to pay to prove it that it's valid on the platform. Even though that they get it at a low price, they got to pay proof costs. See, say? So now that they receive the Ethereum, they receive it, but now when they try to use it and try to move to do anything, they say you got to pay proof costs, and that because you got to mint it to the Ethereum platform. So you moving things around, but you're not taking the person that's sending is not getting the cost. The person that's using it now, when they try to do something with it now, going to get a cost because you got to prove it. You got to mint it. You got to get proof of stake of it, and that's where the cost come into play in the proof of stake.
Of course it is, Leon. Thank you for that. I'm on holiday, mate. I'm not supposed to be thinking, Of course it is. Yes, it's a different layer, of course. Yeah, that's why it's so cheap. That makes complete sense. It really does.
Yeah, but the cost is going to come. The person that have it now, if they want to send it somewhere else on the Ethereum network, they got to get proof of stake, and that proof of stake going to cost you money. You see what I'm saying? So now when you mint it to the Ethereum network and you try to move it again now, there's the next fee for that now. So you got to pay twice. So it's like $400.
Yeah, got you. Okay, before we move on, I'd like to thank Buddykins for posting that It was a Medium article from Neo. Somebody posted it on Telegram. Very interesting. Back from, I think it was 2020. And it gives you a bit of history about Neo Wang, the incubator behind Dalversal. And Leon explained it a few minutes ago. Very interesting read that, guys. For you that are interested in the background of what's going on and how Neon thinks, yeah, perfect. I love it. I love it. It opens the doors to understanding the Dalversal platform and project again. All this information is vital in order to understand why things are happening. Don't you agree, Leon? Yeah.
Yes, I agree. And that also put out why the Chinese and so are acting the way they're acting.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Why is Americans like, oh, what's going on? They're like throwing money at this thing like never, like no tomorrow. Because they know who Neil is and they know his track record.
Yeah.
We don't. Yeah. And that's one you cup over here too. Go ahead.
Exactly. Okay, the other thing that I wanted to just get in before I turn the questions on from the audience, from the viewers, was the Ethereum gas fee browser extension. Hopefully, the Asian market's far ahead of us. Absolutely, they are. Hopefully, members may benefit from having this browser extension. Hopefully, Sarah Buddykins will share the link in the chat box for this. And what it is, guys, it's for Google Chrome or Brave. They work on the same platform. And this browser extension is really handy to, if you're watching, if you're looking for buy some DAO or sell some DAO or use the Ethereum network in general, you want to get it at the right time where those gas fees are as low as possible. And if you're on the internet for an hour or so at any given time, you can just keep flicking your eyes up and having a look rather than having to log in and have a look. It's a brilliant little gadget. It's free of charge. It's an extension for your browser, Google Chrome or Brave. Okay. Found it the other day. I've done a tutorial there, YouTube tutorial. And like I say, it's just a couple of minutes to install it, guys. It's really helpful. I've got it working all the time now, and it's really good. So, yeah, I just wanted to throw that one in before we open up for any questions, Leon. Did you want to bring anything else up?
I think on Diversal, the gas fee will be the cheapest. Getting Doughty and Diversal will be the cheapest, I'm thinking. The cheapest price for Doughty is to be on Diversal itself, on the exchange.
What do you think it'll be?
I don't know the number what it's going to be, but I think it'll be cheaper than being on directly on the network, on the Ethereum network. Yeah, because you're using your RC and stuff for that to buy that. You know what I mean? So that's doing that right there going to be the cheapest cost you'll get for it.
Okay. But I tell you what, just before we open the platform to the viewers for questions, then here's a good one. And this, don't get us wrong, guys. This isn't financial advice or anything. I'm just interested to know Leon's perspective. The Asian market users, members have predicted, you know where I'm coming from, predicted anywhere up to $100 per DAO-T. I think that's quite high, to be fair, but what do we know? They're buying it like crazy, like Leon said. Do you want to offer your opinion, Leon? What do you think we may be looking at? And like I say, guys, no financial advice, non-implied or anything like that. I'm bullish in general. Okay, go on.
Yeah, I'm bullish also on the DAO-T because when you understand what Diversal represents, that represents the platform to build everything else for Web3. This is not, Diversal is not the Megaverse. They're the platform to build it on top of it.
Yeah.
So everything they're going to build their own Megaverse on top of it. Plus other companies going to build that, like they already started to do already on top of the platform. So they're the foundation of it. They're like, in a way, like Facebook. But instead of just being Facebook servers alone, because that's what they do. All the data we have is storage area. So when you understand what's really going on, you understand the value of Diversa. Because all the NFT in your back office is not just a piece of picture, it's data space storage. That's what each one of those planets represent data storage. Each one of the stuff, the different site. They get the stone is a certain amount of data storage. You get the bronze, a certain amount of data storage. And as you go up in things, it's more space you're holding. So therefore, you can put more program in, add more things to those different levels of in the process. So when you understand the value of Diversa, then you can understand the value of the coin. A lot of people don't have the value of Diversa, so they're thinking they don't have the value of the coin. They think it's hyper. You see? Hyper wasn't no value because it didn't have nothing going on yet. There was planning a lot of stuff. It never happened. Bitcoin fall and everything they had went with it. But the value of it's going to go. I'm saying anything from 100 plus. You know what I mean? But first, we got to get over some of the ignorance. But when the people when the educated money come into play, it's going to be flying through the roof. But we may go through a little hiccup as the ignorant people that don't understand what's going on, trying to grab as much of the can because the thing is sub-zero concept. I got to get my pie before the pie run out. You know what I mean? They're going to do that. But why is they doing that? I'd be buying it from them and holding it. So.
Okay. I'm going to say it. We've got 17 members. In fact, no, I thought we had 17 members in this room. We haven't. We've got 17 pioneers, right? Because they've took the initiative to come to this call tonight, not knowing what we were going to talk about, but they put their brain into gear. Leon, you've just done exactly what I asked you to do, but without asking you. Okay. You always come up with the results, right? Because you could have easily said, oh, I don't know, maybe $40 and left it at that. Yeah. But 17 pioneers in that list there are going to go away from this meeting now knowing how to value a coin by critical analysis, looking at what does that coin serve, yeah? What gives it value? Why would we think it would go up in the first place? 17 pioneers in that list to my right, I don't know whether that's right or left to you, but you guys are going to go far, okay? Because this is what I like to see. You didn't know you was coming in to listen to us tonight. Do you see where I'm coming from, Leon? This is what I like to see. Last week, we had 40 or 50 members in here, and most of those disappointed with the result of the vote, maybe haven't bothered to come in tonight. Now, can you see the difference between the members and, yeah, proactive, non-active, yeah? This is why you can tell there's names in this list that are regulars here. Yeah, so you know who's going to make it and who isn't, okay? One thing I'll just add to it, and most of you guys do, thank you. That's exactly what we want to see in this chat box, yeah? Because we identify people like you, yeah? We know that most of you help your fellow friends too. That's exactly what Diversa are looking for. You turning up tonight is exactly what Diversa are looking for. I didn't know that Leon was going to explain why he was bullish on the Dow T. Secretly in here, I know what it's like anyway, and I knew he would have done, yeah? But this was a practice. This was to prove a point. Am I right? Exactly.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yep.
Now, we're working as a team, guys, yeah? I don't do it to trip people up. I do it because I know this guy, yeah? I know what he's capable of. I know why he knows it's bullish. I know why he's where he is now, okay? But now I'm starting to identify why you're in this list here, yeah? That's what I like. Now get your hands up and ask me a question. No, anything, guys, anything. If you've got anything to add to this call tonight, again, guys, we've turned up. We didn't have to. Okay, we're still on holiday. We've still got a couple of days, 2 or 3 days to go. We didn't have to turn up. We've looked at it. We're in this period of time now. What have we got? 3 weeks till the end of pre-sale, I think. I think it's 3 weeks, isn't it, Leon?
Yeah.
Till the 15th of April. Yeah. So we've got about 3 weeks of.
The clock stopped at the 5th, but after the clock stopped, I guess I get everything set together, put together when I need to put together, and then it finished. Yeah.
Exactly. Pre-sale is finished. No, I wouldn't say pre-sale is finished. It hasn't, has it?
It says so based on the clock, but it said that I had 5 million to it. 500,000 got added to it. Right now, it says it finished because it is 100% already. So they'll consider as finished. Yeah. So not so much the amount of time we have is the sold out process. So right now it says sold out. So therefore it's considered finished as sold out. But when I add the 500,000 to it, there may be space there still. We don't know. Yeah.
It's an interesting concept because what are they going to do if they need more after that 500,000 within
But
this next?
That have to be a vote for that. But
Yes.
just so far, Jonah saying that this number would be enough to create a liquidity for it. But down the road, we get 100 million of it. You know what I mean? So down the road, we do next vote. Okay, let's add more to it. You see the thing? And that's what's going to happen to the 100 million, which is the limit of it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So we got to add that to it now. Then we can know if it's complete when they add it to it. Because some people account did not go into it yet. Because my son account, they didn't put it into the pot yet. So therefore, when they get more space, then they may put it in there. They start from the big guys, and then going down to the lower accounts.
Okay.
So like the Epics and above, they start from their account, and then they're going down.
Yeah. So any words of advice for the members tonight? I think my words of advice is, like I said on my podcast, monkeys look before the leap. You know, don't jump into a decision whether it's yes or no. Don't forget, guys, I'm not here to influence anyone in either way, yes or no. I'm here just to share facts. Yeah. I believe that we should have more time before voting takes place. I don't think that's an unreasonable thing to ask for. So let's see what we can do on that. Any advice? I would say, you know, if any questions come up, if any voting comes up, please go to the Telegram groups or Discord groups and ask. Come to these training sessions, come to the podcast and debate. Don't just read I'm going to say crap on Telegram, because it is mind numbing for even us to read it, let alone you guys, you know? And I can understand why David Frank and most of the admins have just turned a blind eye to it and don't respond. You know, it's the wrong thing to do in my eyes, is to ignore it. Yeah. I'd challenge it. I would speak to him and I would, do you know what I mean? But it's not my job. Okay. Yeah. I can't take that on single-handedly, and I'd never want to. But I think as admins, they could maybe do a bit better job on those groups. My opinion. Okay. Yeah, I'm not going to rant over about it. At the end of the day, just my opinion. But, you know, it can be more painful than necessary just to sit there reading all that negativity on the groups, when all it is based on is a lack of education, a lack of understanding. And we're not saying that in a derogatory way. We're not saying that, you know, oh, you're stupid, you don't know what you're talking about. It's not like that, guys. We all have to learn somewhere. It's like me with the cheap gas fees. You know, Leon knew straight away. I'd completely forgotten about it. Too much ice cream and sun to my head, I think. That's what it is. But again, you know, go ahead, Leon.
This stuff in terms of the purpose of vote is for you to make a decision. And to make a decision, you need information. So that is definitely a plus, a thing in what you're saying there. You know what I mean? I can't vote for something that I don't understand what I'm doing. You see what I'm saying? So therefore, it's not considered a legitimate vote. But now we got to look at how much time Jonah had to do what he had to do, and when there's other factors that cause it the way it was and so forth. You know what I mean? But a real vote requires you getting information, understanding the purpose, why you're doing what you're doing. You know what I mean? And that's considered a vote. If you're not doing that, it's not really a vote. It's just, you know what I mean? And that's the truth in that arena. I'm sure Jonah know that. You know what I mean? But he could time restraints and other factors that he got to deal with. He not just deal with us, he do it all the other companies he's dealing with. Right. See what I'm saying? Now, for instance, the vote go no. He got to find a way to come with money. You see what I'm saying? So If the vote goes no, you got to find a different way to create what you want to create. So that requires how much time do I have to do it? You know what I mean? We only have a couple of days to accomplish that. So it's a time factor of where what's going. It's time to go the way he wanted to go for now, right? So therefore, it's easy. But if it's going the other way, now there's time goes by. You see what I'm saying? That he didn't know that it would happen. So that's what the purpose of it. I could say that caused it to be short and like the way it was. See what I'm saying? That's what I could say. But he has other reason for it, because I'm sure you know that a vote requires information to make a proper choice. You know what I mean? Go ahead. Can't hear you.
It just said something on my screen about I can't hear
Yeah.
you. Yeah, it's stuck between a rock and a hard place, Jonah is, because at the end of the day, he's got a date, he's got a roadmap to stick to. Look at MySpace. Yeah. He explained he can't open MySpace if the DLT coin isn't launched. There's a process to this, okay? So if there's a delay in that process, what happens? It's like a snowball effect. MySpace is delayed. And then you've got the community up in arms because, well, you said it was going to be launched in, you know, the second part of April, and now you're delaying that. So the pressure that this guy's under must be crazy, you know?
Yep.
But I tell you what, guys, he's doing a bloody good job. In my opinion, he's doing a damn good job, you know, because it's not easy to get this thing right. And I do stress that in my opinion, he's doing it at the right time by passing it over and putting these important decisions to the community, making it a true DAO system, decentralized autonomous organization. This is what we've been screaming out for years, and now we're going into it. Let's not spoil it now, guys. That's the way I see it. Yeah, let's take it for what it is and make it for what it is. We make DAO Versal because that's
together.
a true.
Yep, together we make this. Yep.
Yeah, you make it. If you want a platform to succeed, you make it succeed. Like I said, you guys that have come in tonight, you're making this meeting happen. This is successful. This is success. This is what I look at. And you guys know what I said at the beginning of this meeting. This meeting isn't just for tonight because of me working ahead and working in the future, saying, hang on a minute, the information we share in these meetings is valuable. Let's spread it out among the time zones around the clock. Let's program YouTube to show it around the different time zones when General Kev's eyes are shut and he's having some sleep, you know? If we can do this, let's do it. Let's do it. And I think that's what our slogan should be. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it, you know? Okay, guys. We're doing all right for time, actually, Leon. It's gone really well tonight. Have any of you guys got any questions? Get your hands up or type in the chat box if you've got anything that you would like us to answer or comment on. Just a second. Okay, don't forget we're we're broadcasting on YouTube as well. There's nothing on YouTube either. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna send it in the chat. Because like I say, guys, we need anything and everything. This is information, guys. JLo, oh, it's Jenny. It's one of our regular viewers from the Metaverse Masterminds podcast. Hi, Jenny. Just love the transparency, and we are heading in the right direction. We are grateful. We appreciate you all. Thank you. Okay, Jenny. We never you know, say we've got all the answers. You know what we do with these calls is look at the facts. We look at everything we're given, and we unravel them as best we can and see what we've got. Let's put it on the table and let's see what we can do with the tools that we've got. This is our ethos. This is what we do. Yeah. Mary Tapo, greetings. Thank you, General. Thank you, Coach Leon. Thank you, Mary, for turning up. You make the value of these meetings, yeah? Because what people can understand now, even if you take a little bit away with you, okay, hopefully that'll go to your downlines, your teams, and you can share it with the people that you come across as well in order to try and spread information, spread the truth, spread about what's happening. And, you know, Leon's explained a lot about Doughty coin this evening that will help people understand why the value is so important to the success of the Dowversal platform. And thank you for Buddykins for what she's doing in the background as well. Okay, Leon, we're an hour and 23 minutes in. We're doing really well, mate. And thank you for being co-host yet again. I've not heard from Sergeant Deborah this weekend. Hope she's okay.
I saw her in there earlier.
What, in here or in Telegram?
Yeah, I saw her in there earlier. I clocked her in. Here.
Right. She's maybe on load shedding. That's maybe why she's not. Okay, hopefully all is good anyway. Okay, guys. Well, yet again, it's been an absolute pleasure. I'm going to call the meeting to a close because it's been crazy out here, Leon. We've had 30 degrees sun, which is absolutely wonderful for us. Okay. We've had the Easter celebrations, which over here is, it's amazing. It's street celebrations, it's party, yeah? And then all of a sudden, we've had a massive thunderstorm and something exploded tonight. We thought it had taken the roof off the apartment. It was that loud. So, yeah, we're having a lot of excitement over here, guys, you know? And I still turned up to do the call.
Yeah.
Like I say, guys, this is what it's all about, you know? Keep going, keep going. You know, even when you think your chips are down, you just keep going. You keep going because at the end of the day, you give up, you lose everything, you know?
Yep.
Somebody said something in the Telegram group the other day, and I don't know where they think they've seen me, but they said that through all the platforms, I'm wondering whether it's Hyperfund, Verse Nation and Satoshi and everything, yeah, they've probably seen me. They said, if there's one name we've seen all the time, it's you, Kev Barefoot. Do you know what I mean? I'm like, yes, because I'm determined. I'm determined to make this work. Yeah, you don't jump into one platform and at the first hurdle say, oh, it's no good, let's go. Otherwise, you're going to be losing hand over fist all the time. All the time. And that's not good for the old noggins, guys, is it?
No. The thing is, anything that we're doing, we have to be persistent in learning the concept. Don't care what. If you take garbage and you consistent in learning about garbage, you could make money with it. You see, people out there making money with garbage. You know what I mean? Because they learn how to do it and they persistent in doing the process. And they can make fun, they can make fun because they create a value. Because money is about value and process. That's what it's about. You create value, and to do that, you got to learn. You take knowledge, take understanding, take ability, which is learning and using your brain instead of depending on somebody else's brain. Yeah. And that's what makes it all come true. You know what I mean? And that's all I got there, Kevin. That's on that.
Absolutely, Leon. It's been a pleasure, mate. And at the end of the day, you know, we've got a lot of appreciation from the members in here, and I just want to share that back and say we respect and appreciate you guys as well. Okay. Oh, we've got Fabrizio in. Good evening, Fabrizio, and thank you for your kind words as well. And thank you to everybody that's leaving lovely words. I was following on YouTube, but better here. Absolutely, yeah. Yeah, you're welcome. Either Zoom, it's always on a Sunday. It's on Zoom and YouTube as an overflow because we record it so that we can program YouTube to show in different time zones as well. Okay, guys, it's been an absolute blast again. And like I say, I wasn't sure how it was going to go this evening, but it doesn't matter. You know, we're always here to pick up the pieces, move forward with that strength and power of what Dowversal are expecting. Okay, guys, well, let's move on. Tomorrow's another day, yeah? And the sun will be shining. You take care. Leon, many thanks for helping with this. Let me just stop streaming on